feet and possess the ball rather than give up the throw.
And now they give up a corner as Kelly Nelson, a second-year starter, took one right off the noggin from Schlobaum.
Alex Schlobaum, what makes her so dangerous is she's quick on her feet, that she distributes the ball, she plays it quick, she shoots quick, she doesn't hold on to it. There's a goal!
On the finish, on a set piece, 2-0, New Providence. Ashley Evangelos, the center back.
Just a great opportunity, and Ashley Evangelos, only the sophomore, as you said, Ralph, comes forward for the restarts. Now watch Schlobaum, she just turns and crosses the ball off the defender, creates that corner kick. Attack the end line, good things happen. You get a corner kick opportunity. Watch Evangelos comes into your picture from the defense, and again, Ambrosi comes off her line. Coming off your line, she's got to get a piece of that ball. She can't afford to miss it.
53rd minute, and now Haddon Township, they were always one play away, now in some trouble. And remember that chance earlier from Tori Mackerlane. And I believe the service came from Allie Hartenstein. Yes, it was. So Hartenstein, we're crediting 2 assists to this evening. She had the service and then the one earlier. But Evangelos must feel really good for a center back to pick up a goal. And the Group 1 state final, burying it past Chrissy Ambrosi.
That is Evangelos' 3rd goal of the season. And I'm sure that where the others came from was similarly done off of the restart. They bring her forward for the corner kicks because of it. Though she is only a sophomore, she's got good physical presence, and she is dangerous in the box. Oh, there's a handball there. You see the bounce come right up and hits the bottom arm of number 19, Tori Grisafi. Camera work really great, picking up those little things.
All in the details, even this industry too. And Jim Kay pleading with his team at halftime to find that, and mismarking on a set piece has got to be particularly disappointing. They had come out, they had finally generated a couple of looks. Then Alex Schlobaum got going. She even made one little mistake. And then it's not even her that has put in the goals tonight. It's been Treza and Evangelos. I think if you told Jim Kay after watching this game you can escape with Schlobaum not having a point, you'd probably feel pretty good.
He'd take that in a flash.
Green won't get to it. Perini. "15 minutes gone, second half. Haddon Township making just their second appearance in a state final. Really slow start, maybe played their best in the middle of the first half, and then they like to forget the end of the first. And here we're competitive for a while, a lot more of an even game, and then just another spurt from Carol and Schlobaum up at forward, created a corner kick, then the finish from Evangelos. And now Kerry Carroll is going to sub out for Erin Fay. You know, we've talked so much about Schlobaum, but here is Carroll coming off the field. This is a target player. She's been able to pin her defenders in pretty deep. And for Group 1 schools, remember, these are really small schools. You're not going to find too many people with size to put in the middle. And she seems to play that role pretty well.
She absolutely does. She really is a nice complementary player to Schlobaum. You have a player who's your target, who holds the ball. You have Schlobaum, the player who's got the speed and the technical ability to take players on. So there's a good complementary play up top for both these young ladies.
On the backside and hoping for a chance, Caitlin Stoles, who just came in, number 33 in red, before Alshinsky sends down. Jill Alshinsky has had a quiet night except for one real chance early in this second with a 1-0 game that is looming very large in Hannon's chances tonight. On the turn, Kelly Roche. Comes across, Green waiting for it, settled by Stoles. And Cotrera trying to go to the other side, and they can't connect. Just past the number 22 in red, Patrice Marrow. And Gary, we haven't mentioned her name at all.
No, I mean, she's been a non-factor in this game, unfortunately, for Haddon Township. Again, they're playing too many balls into the space and not enough balls to feet. And I think that's, you know, unfortunate, because that's where they have to find Patrice with the ball at her feet.
Marrow just credited with one shot tonight. It was off goal. But even that number doesn't really give you a clear indication. Her name just hasn't been called at all. She just hasn't been around the ball or created havoc the way this Haddon Township team is set up to do. And especially for a speed player, a track star, just in the form of on the other side in Schlobaum, who has used this wider speed, she just hasn't been able to do so.
And she's got 18 goals on the season, so you know, certainly you would think that she's going to be involved in the offense. You know, perhaps if I'm Jim Kay and I see that they're congesting the middle, they're marking her, maybe I would think about taking her, moving her to the outside and giving her a little bit more room. In the middle of the field is more congestion, and maybe she hasn't in this game been able to find the freedom to be able to get into open space. If you take her to the width and to the outside of the field, maybe that would be an opportunity to free her up.
Cotrera looking for the loose ball and couldn't find it, and raises on again. Schlobaum pestering Kelly Nelson on that other side.
But Kelly Nelson had the opportunity to play the ball back to her deep back and relieve that pressure, but instead tried to turn it with Schlobaum right on her back, which was tough.
Green heading it out off of Stephanie Perini of New Providence. Throw in for Haddon Township. Midway through this second half, Group 1 state final as Haddon Township continues to come down the field. Their energy level on the bench was a lot more improved, even when the score was 1-0. And it's at least stayed that way, but they're running into problems here on the sideline. They'll make two more subs. Cassidy McSorley and Tori Mackerline both coming on. There's McSorley. And Bridget Mullins returning for New Providence. Another advancement. Hartenstein also throwing in, and they'll continue to get deeper and deeper into this corner. As a clock now under 20 minutes to play, a 2-0 New Providence lead. This one played into the box. And chipped right back in. And Trezza looking for it. In a good battle, but coming away with it is Kelly Roach for Haddon Township. And into some space where they almost had Patrice Marrow. And if that got to her, we maybe would have been able to see the speed.
And maybe if Patrice Marrow checks back to the ball, they can get it to her feet rather than into the space ahead of her.
Saita, and this will be a throw-in coming from New Providence in this Group 1 final. By the way, in case you don't know what the Group 1 stands for and just the way it's set up, these are the smallest schools in the state of New Jersey. You have to have 500 students or less in Group 1. So very limited just in terms of the number of bodies you have, and to sustain it really the way New Providence has had for a little bit. That's tough to do. You need special classes of players to come through consistently. Let's go back downstairs and check in with Eva.
Guys, the New Providence sideline is very happy with the way the team is playing right now. They were able to calm down after halftime. As you saw, they got a little bit too excited to just have that 1-0 lead. And before the game, Coach told me that sometimes a little bit of overconfidence has been a problem for this team. He wasn't really sure whether or not that was going to affect them here tonight, but so far, so good for New Providence, guys.
Well, he wanted the better start, Carrie, and he wanted to feel good about things in their last game against Verona. They trailed 2-0 and had to climb out of a hole. They lost Saita with the stitches. That was a big turning point for this New Providence team. That might end up being the biggest reason why they win the States, because they came back from behind.
Well, that's a great indication of character for a team that was down 2-0, and that's after 20 minutes or 21 minutes of play. So they got off to a very slow start, and that was why I think it was so important to Coach Scott Murphy today to make sure that didn't happen, because you don't see a team coming back from 2 goals in this game in the state finals. You're down 2 goals. Unfortunately for Haddon, it's a tough hole to get out of, and it's a tough climb. Most often than not, it doesn't happen.
See him kind of putting up a dry erase board he has held up at times, and it appears he is diagramming things for his players as they come off the field, even showing some signals to his players. And similar to what you'll see in college football these days, as Schlobam with a heavy collision with a Haddon player. And that's Kelly Nelson, and Nelson took the brunt of one earlier from Schlobam on a ball to the head.
Well, Kelly Nelson has been given the responsibility of marking up on Schlobam, and you saw the collision right there. And again, Nelson draws the foul, but that's a tough job for this junior, Kelly Nelson, to match up with Alex Schlobam. Give her credit. I think she's done as well as could be expected.
Just the 7th foul of this game, and that's also incredible. And a whistle will make it 8 now. So now that you mention it, Haddon Township will have a free kick, and this has been a rarity. I can't remember. They had one really early on off the edge of the box back in the first half, and unable to shake out of this one, but they did look for Patrice Marrow. And Clemens will throw it in. New Providence will bring back Lisa Caprara, who made some good midfield runs. As we climb towards 15 minutes to play, as New Providence is in position for another group